Welcome to Nia of Révolutionaire. Today, we are super excited to be speaking to Meghan, the founder of the SAD Collective.
Meghan is an advocate, amplifier, and storyteller, and founded the SAD Collective to bring mental health to the forefront of social consciousness through awareness and activism.
Let's meet Meghan. Hi, Meghan.
How are you?
I'm feeling great. I mean, I can't ask for a better way to start the day, and I'm really excited to be here talking to the two of you.
Amazing, and welcome to Nia of Révolutionaire. We are super excited to be speaking with you today.
The work that you've been leading is absolutely phenomenal, and we're really looking forward to the conversation. Can you share a little bit more about what it is that you do?
So, personally myself, I've been in media almost my entire life. And then that kind of segued into just creating a platform, mostly, well, in the beginning online, called the SAD Collective, where we hold conversations for mental health and awareness. And I use kind of my media background to amplify that message.
That is so incredible. And we've been so inspired by the work that you've done in creating the SAD Collective. Can you share a little bit more about what inspired you to start the organization?
I always say it's a broken heart. One of the most relatable things, I think. And my girlfriend at the time and I, who we co-created the SAD Collective, the Siliki Marapas, we were both going through a breakup, and then we were both working in an office where about 6-7 years ago, we were told just smile, like come, leave your stuff at home. It's a fair sentiment, I understand it, but also it just made things worse. And I think we can safely say that a lot of shifted over the years. Yeah. It very much was stigmatized a number of years ago, and to see where it's gone since then. But yeah, a broken heart. I was going through a divorce, but then funny enough, that uncovered a lot of other stuff that I had needed to kind of unpack, and then sharing that with the world, whether it was my own personal story or just sharing a platform for others to kind of dive deeper into their inner world, was really amazing, and it helped me as well.
I think it's so fascinating in terms of navigating heartbreak and those challenging emotions to really build a movement. And the SAD Collective talks a lot about the power and vulnerability. What does that mean to you?
I actually love this question so much because there very much is power and vulnerability, but at the same time, I think social media over the years has created buzz phrases and buzzwords. So it's kind of like, what is our individual power when it comes to feeling vulnerable? Because I think there's the vulnerability of sharing your story online for the public, but then there's the vulnerability of just going to your parents or going to your sibling or going to your best friend or seeking a therapist. And then there's a vulnerability of being truthful with yourself, right? I think we often lie to ourselves the most out of everyone because that gets us through the day a lot of the time. But really at the end of the day, it's all individual, and it's kind of where you're at and what you're ready for. Meet yourself where you're at, meet others where they're at. And I think that's vulnerable, right? And I will also say openness. Openness is like, I think as we get older, it's easy to close up and kind of live in fear. So vulnerability is being maybe afraid, being fearful, but like moving past that.
Wow. And we know that historically there have been barriers to accessing mental health resources. So we'd love to hear how the SAD Collective is making mental health and self-care resources more accessible.
We created SOFT, which is SAD's opportunity for therapy. It's helping those who are facing systematic and financial barriers to seek clinical advice. And it revolves around something called trust-based philanthropy, which is a term I'm actually just becoming familiar with. And it's essentially readjusting the power of philanthropy, because often money is kept kind of within certain spaces and not necessarily given to those who are in true need of it. And so by gifting even just a small microgrant, but I know a lot of organizations that are doing larger initiatives that revolve around this, and giving them, and they don't have to fill out forms, they don't have to jump through hoops or red tape. And then they give that microgrant to an individual who they feel is in need of that financial help to get clinical advice.
That is so incredible. Yes. And at Révolutionaire, we always see community and dreams being at the core of everything that we do. And we always say dreams fuel revolutions. And I'd love to hear, what does the power of dreams mean to you?
It just starts with that imagination. It starts with like what is possible, but then from there you do just have to leap off the page, right? Like you can stay in your dreams, you can stay in that imaginary where everything is possible, and then you're not doing. So I'm very much a doer, which I guess I'm kind of like, I appreciate about myself. And so how do you marry the two, dream and do?
Yes. I love that.
That's incredible.
Dreaming, doing, and betting on yourself.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, exactly. That's the power of vulnerability, right?
Yeah.
If you're open to things and you're open to misstepping as much as succeeding, really, we're unstoppable. We doubt ourselves more than anyone else doubts. Because like that, again, this is something common, but like no one's thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. They're thinking about themselves as much as you're thinking about yourself. So if you just like sit with that and like breathe through it, and really truly believe in what you're capable of, because we're all capable of something beautiful, then anything is possible.
Wow,
I
that's so powerful.
I love that. And like embracing the nonlinear is so incredibly important. And I think going back to your why and exactly what you said earlier in terms of you were going through something, you knew that this was an issue that other people were probably experiencing and feeling, most importantly. And that in itself is motivation to at least try to do something in this space to make a difference.
Yeah.
How can viewers support the SAD Collective?
I mean, there's a number of ways. Just being aware of the SAD Collective now is amazing. And again, like checking in with yourself, that's what the SAD Collective represents the most. But we now do have a very tangible way to support, and that's through Soft. So we have a link to like a fundraising page on Open Collective/Soft. But otherwise, just get in touch with us and see how you can support. We're always looking for volunteers, always looking to amplify messages and support other initiatives. But Soft is at our core now. And I mean, what better feeling is there than to feel soft?
Oh, I love that.
Soft and cozy. I like
Soft
that.
and cozy. I mean, can't ask for anything better.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Meghan, for this conversation today. We truly could be talking to you for hours.
Yes,
it was wonderful.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And honestly, I need to give a big shout out to my team, because this has been a conversation kind of revolving around my involvement with SAD and my journey, but really SAD is a team effort. So Amanda, Eno, Mo, you guys are incredible. And also the community just rallies around us all the time. So there's just like a huge network, and it's not just one person ever. It never has been, and it never will be. So thank you so much for amplifying just what SAD is doing in general.
Thank you, Meghan.
To learn more about Meghan and support the SAD Collective, visit revolutionaire.me/Meghan.
And be sure to stay tuned for more episodes of Meet a Revolutionary.